Oh man, the gauntlet is here, Aaron. The gauntlet has arrived for the Liverpool Football Club, and it begins with Chelsea. We've got Aaron Cowell, our London Red, back on. Aaron, how you feeling, brother?
Samuel, absolute pleasure, my son. Absolute pleasure.
Yes, yes. It's good to have you back. And it's good to be back because I don't know, this international break in particular felt extra long. And I'm just ready to be done with it. I'm ready to get back to Liverpool. As, you know, as much as we all love the national teams and we all love the international breaks, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And that's just a little bit of sarcasm for you all this morning. Okay, so Chelsea Football Club, we're getting to perhaps our biggest test so far in the season. Chelsea are on very good form, and they've been scoring goals for fun. And Liverpool have been playing controlled football, winning 1-0, 2-1, and so it is. It's an early season battle that I think will be very, very interesting. And we can be here to give you some starting 11 predictions. And of course, we will do our score predictions at the end. So, Aaron, let's get started with a little starting 11 prediction. I don't think we're going to need to spend a whole lot of time on this. I'm just gonna put everybody up, and we can make adjustments because I think this is probably just going to be the starting 11 right here. Do you have any disagreements with this? So Kelleher is coming in for Allison. Other than that, this is the starting 11 we typically see in the Premier League for Liverpool. Do you have any disagreements with this?
Do you know what? I don't know whether or not Gakpo may slip in front of Diaz.
Really?
Yeah, I think Gakpo's got a goal in the international break. I know Diaz scored in the international break as well for a win over Chile. But Gakpo really looked quite good in our last Premier League game.
He did.
I'm just wondering whether the distance travelled for Diaz coming back from South America,
Hmm.
and whether or not there is a potential for him to be rested just because he can be, and maybe look at bringing him on fresh legs, 60 minutes. Give Gakpo a
I
really
like
good
it.
run. Give Gakpo a really good run out there, and maybe if Gakpo's having a really good game and Jota's maybe struggling, he's sliding Gakpo into the middle and bringing Diaz on the side of Gakpo. But
I
other
like
than
that a
other
lot.
than that, bang on, mate. Other than that, bang on. I think
I
Sam.
like it. I like it. I think Gakpo gives us just a little bit more control as well. His game's a little bit more controlled than Diaz. Diaz perhaps a little bit more explosive, but in a game against Chelsea, who have been scoring loads of goals, I think I need to look it up, but I think they've scored the most goals this season in the
16.
Premier League.
I think they've scored 16 in 7 games.
Yeah. Cole Palmer, of course, had the first half. What do you call 4 goals? I don't even know. It's not a hat trick. What is it?
I think
A
it's a hat
quad?
trick plus one.
Hat trick plus one. He scored in the first half this season. And so there are um, there are weapons on the other side.
hmm
Aaron, what are you feeling as far as just Chelsea's attack versus our defense? How are you feeling about that?
My personal opinion is they are very very reliant on Cole Palmer. I know we rely on certain individuals at times as
Sure.
well, but
Sure.
I think we have a lot of physicality in the middle of the park. I think we
Yeah.
have very intelligent footballers in the middle of the park, where not a lot of teams in the Premier League can really compete with Chelsea's team. Because Chelsea on paper, and I suppose Chelsea in terms of value of the squad, etc., is huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
are not really comparable for any team in the league. But Liverpool as a first 11, I just think are stronger than Chelsea. I think it'll
Mm-hmm.
be hard work, but I'd like to think because it's Anfield, I just think we've got something going. I know we got beat by Nottingham Forest at Anfield, which I believe was an
Yeah.
anomaly. Absolutely, I believe that
Mm.
shouldn't have really happened, but it did. It was a good goal by Hudson-Odoi, an ex Chelsea player. But
Yeah.
I think if Maka, Grav, and Sobo work hard in the middle of the pitch, I think they dominate that midfield. and if we can get our front line, I suppose, the service that they need, I just think we're better than them. And I'm not scared of not scared. I mean, listen, I will. I don't want it to come back and haunt me. But
Yeah.
Noni Madueke, I just think he's a bit of a headless chicken.
Hmm.
And whoever plays on the left, Jadon Sancho. We've marked Jadon Sancho out of so many games; it's unreal.
Yeah.
Nicolas Jackson. I've seen Van Dijk school Nicolas Jackson on multiple occasions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. Not super worried about Jackson.
no. I mean, listen,
He's
he's got a few goals this season. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
But Van Dijk and Konate against Jackson, I just think you're talking about currently the best centre back partnership in the league.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
in terms of what's been conceded in terms of goals and
2 goals.
strength wise, yeah, we've conceded 2 goals, and the strength of these two individuals, yeah, I just think Jackson has a very very tough day, and I think if you take Jackson out of the game, Chelsea will be very reliant on Cole Palmer picking up around about 25 yards outside of goal.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going to be fun about this one is,
Mm.
Caicedo versus Gravenberch, right? Not that they'll necessarily come up against each other as, they both kind of play the same position, but to see the difference in a guy that we apparently missed out on last summer and the emergency replacement in Gravenberch when we didn't get him. I'm excited to see that comparison between the two, because right now, I don't think anybody's taking Caicedo over Gravenberch. I mean, everybody in the world is starting to see Gravenberch's quality come through. And then I'm also excited to see the Gravenberch versus Cole Palmer matchup, because I think those two are going to be clashing quite a bit in this one. With
Similar age categories as well, Sam. There's not too much difference in sort of age brackets between these two very, very good footballers. And Cole Palmer
yeah,
is exceptional. He's a really good
he is.
player, and he can run a game. He is very Martin Odegaard for me. Odegaard makes Arsenal tick in the same way that I feel Cole Palmer makes Chelsea tick.
Yeah.
One concern that I have, I just thought I'd raise with you, Sam, actually, when you mentioned that about Caicedo, I worry that he tries and takes Gravenberch out of the game.
How so?
Like a tackle. He's done it in a few games, Caicedo,
Yeah.
against us, where he's
Yeah.
really left one on someone. Yeah, his
Mhm.
over aggressive challenges. I mean, he's. Listen, I feel there was at least one of the 2 or 3 games that he's played against us where he could have quite easily been red carded.
Hmm. Yep. I
And he has
agree.
been very aggressive in challenges, but not only aggressive, but poor in terms of timing. And he's really left one on the Liverpool players.
Yeah.
And I worry that, the likes of a Gravenberch, who is having a great season to date, yeah, I don't know whether or not someone like, Maresca will be in it, Caicedo saying, listen, stop him from playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop him from playing. That's your job today. Yeah, stop him from playing. Stop him from running with the ball. And Caicedo taking that literally.
Yeah. Well, I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
Agreed.
But we shall see. Any other matchups in this one, Aaron, that interest you?
Yeah, I think there's a couple on the pitch. I think Salah on the right. I mean, I want to see Salah. Listen, he's had an extra week back at Melwood. He's come home after the first international week, where he's had a week in the training facilities, and I'd like to think that he is working on a little bit of finishing. His finishing's
Yeah.
been a bit erratic recently, but if he can get his body in there and start pushing people around on that position, similar to what he did against Brentford, where he was up against that 6'5" Simon Ajer for the whole game. He just wrestled him for the whole game. I want to see Salah do that. Yeah, wrestle him for the whole game, get his moment, and put it away like he did against
Yeah.
Brentford again.
Yeah.
That's a great matchup for me. I think they've got some quality, Chelsea, and they'll be a really tough test. I'd like to think we're too well schooled for that.
Yeah. They haven't been terrible defensively this season. Couldn't stop Man City from scoring 2. Let 2 in against Wolves, 1 against Palace. They had a clean sheet against Bournemouth and West Ham, 2 against Brighton, and then, of course, the 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest at Stamford Bridge. So not a terrible defensive record thus far, but where they've really excelled is scoring goals. 6 against Wolves, 3 against West Ham, 4 against Brighton. And so I think one of the keys in this game is, I'm not going to say can we not let them score in the first 20 minutes, because I think even if they get a goal in the first 20 minutes, it doesn't really change a whole lot. I'd like to see them not. But we've seen that so many times, even this season, not just last season, but this season. A team can come in and score in the 3rd minute, and Liverpool can just flip the script right away and turn it up a notch. I'd like to see us come out with fire and not let that happen. But I think this is where, Aaron, we transition to score predictions. Now, I think you went first last time. I'm going to take the leap here and go first. So here's my score prediction. I'm going to say Liverpool score 3 and Chelsea score 2. What say you, Aaron?
The same margin. I just think we're a better defence than that. At Anfield, I think we're a better defence than that.
Okay.
But I think it'll be close. Listen, I rate Chelsea. Chelsea have had a really good start to the season. And I'll be honest with you, I suppose I was looking at Maresca and looking at the challenges that he had with so many people in the squads and how he would deal with that, and actually thought he made a little bit of a mistake with the whole Raheem Sterling thing.
Yeah.
But I think he's done a great job so far. He's done a really good job. And I watched them against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were cutting them open with 10 men. We're cutting Chelsea open with 10 men. I think we beat them. I think it's 2-1. I think Chelsea definitely score. I think Chelsea are so good in attack, and it'll probably be Cole Palmer or Nicolas Jackson.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, I don't think they have loads of goal scorers all over the pitch. But between Jackson and Cole Palmer, they've got some people that are on a little bit of form at the moment. But I'm going to go with 2-1 for me, Sam. I just think we don't concede 2 at Anfield.
Okay, that's fair. We have not conceded 2 in a game all season long. It is a remarkable defensive record thus far. I would be, not that I don't trust our defense, I'd be shocked if we came away with a clean sheet, even though it's Anfield. I just feel like, our defense, and there have been chances this season for the opposition in several games where they should have scored more, for sure, and they haven't, and that's just part of the game. But with Kelleher in there, Kelleher's the best number 2 in the world, but he's not Alisson Becker. I could definitely see Chelsea scoring at least 1. I'm saying 2. So there it is, 3-2, 2-1. We are predicting a Liverpool win at Anfield. And with the first game of this brutal gauntlet that's coming up, we have a lot to see. I think this first game against Chelsea is going to be, the pace setter. And Aaron, I was thinking about this last night. I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, we predicted the next 5 games for Liverpool, which ended with our previous game before this one. And I don't know if we predicted. We said that Liverpool could go unbeaten in that run.
Win all 5, yeah.
They nearly did, right? They nearly did, except for that Forest result.
We were worried after that Forest result. I was worried after that Forest result. I thought, we're in a bit of trouble here. We just got played off the park pretty much by Forest. They've just done a job on us. Them 5 results are down the toilet now. That's where I was at with it, Sam. I was a bit concerned. But Slot has switched it. He switched it around.
Yep, he did. But now the true test. The true test comes. Chelsea at Anfield. In a week after that, it's Arsenal at the Emirates. 5 days after that, it's Brighton. Then it's Aston Villa, Southampton, Man City, and that's not including our Champions League matches and our other 2 domestic cup matches. So, in that time, there's going to be about a game every 3 or 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where the true test comes, and we will see what Arne Slot is able to do, and I'm excited to see it.
I would like to say one last thing, Sam. Yeah, I'm excited and cannot wait for Harvey Elliott to come back.
Ah, yes, brother. Yes.
He's back in training, my friend. Back in training. As is, I believe Chiesa is floating around in training again. So
Okay.
these guys being available over that massive period of tough
Yeah.
fixtures, you know, is an absolute welcome sight. Yeah, of course.